Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about a very important aspect of all games, movement. So what is movement? Movement is a core aspect of any game. It's how the player can control the player character. Smooth movement makes games feel a lot more responsive and immersive. There's two key systems in my opinion that help achieve this. One is player deceleration. Instead of instantly stopping when an input is no longer held, the character should gradually slow down, making it feel a lot more natural and fluid. Second is gravity. When you jump, it shouldn't just be going up to staying in the air to going down at the same speed. It should be a lot more fluid, so you should slow down as you go up, stop, and then start speeding up as you fall down. So how could we actually implement these in a game? Let's go try exactly that. So here's a little game where we have this little blue guy standing in this big open area. So, first up, let's just get some basic things down. When green flag clicked, we want him to always start in the same place. We're just going to say -210, 0. Now when we click the green flag, he'll always start here. Then I'm just going to add a wait so that before he does anything, he just floats in the air for a sec. Alright, now we're going to add a forever block for the basic logic of our movement. So, first, we're going to want to make a couple variables. The ones that you're going to need are falling, speed x, and speed y. We're going to change speed y by -1, so as long as time is passing, that variable will start going up really fast. Let's quickly set that back to 0. We're going to change y by speed y. So now, as long as he's there, he should start falling. But as you can see, he kind of ran into the floor there. So it's not like... But this is the basis of what we want. We're also going to change falling by 1 as a little counter of how long we've been falling for, because that can be really handy. Once again, when I'm coding, I like to have little reset blocks like this ready, as it helps you just reset it before you implement features to do that. Now I'm going to want to make a block. I'm going to call it just touch ground. And it's going to have a Boolean input. And that Boolean is going to just be called up. So now we have this touch ground block. So what's going to be in here is just going to be a repeat. And it's going to be repeat until, so that it uses that Boolean we talked about earlier. It's going to be repeat until not touching color. And we're going to want to do the color of the floor, whatever that is. So repeat until not touching the color of the floor. And if we're not touching the color of the floor, we're going to want to change, where is it? Change y by 1, set falling to 0, and set speed y to 0. So now, forgot to implement it. But now, when we're not touching, we're repeating until we're not touching it. So while we're touching the floor, it's going to change y by 1, and it's going to forever set speed y to 0 and set falling to 0, so that we don't actually fall if we're touching the floor. Let's try implementing that. We're going to put this in here with the condition of speed y, let's go grab that, speed y is greater than what? 0. So if speed y is ever greater than 0, then, actually wait, does the condition matter? I'm not actually sure. But first, let's just move on to this next part. So we're going to want to grab an AND block. And we're going to want to say, we're going to want key W pressed, because I want to use WASD motion, and falling is less than 6. So, and then if this happens, we're going to want to set speed Y to 9. So what is what we have so far to do? First, we're going to start off here. We're always going to start off right here. And what it's going to do is, forever, our speed Y and falling are going to be decreased by 1. So that's always going to be happening. So whenever we're in the air, it'll always make us fall back down. This block makes it so that if we're touching green, that won't happen because speed Y and falling will always be set to 0, so we just won't be falling further down. And then this loop makes it so that if we ever click the up to W key, then speed Y will be set to 9, so we'll start going up, but since it's always being decreased, we'll start falling back down, giving us a system of gravity. Okay, now we're going to want to do XY motion, so that we have a full set of motion. So I'm going to grab another wind green flag just to keep this separate, and I'm going to get another forever block. So forever, we're going to want to, let's go to variables, we're going to want to set, we're going to want to set speed X to, this is going to be a little confusing now, but we're going to want it to set it to speed X times 0.9. That way, with the idea of deceleration, we're always going to be slowing down, which is what we want. Next, we're just going to want to grab an if. So similarly to what we did with W, we're going to want to say if the D key is pressed, and just because I know we're going to need it, we're going to want another one. If the S key is pressed, we're going to want to change our variable speed X by 0.6 and negative 0.6. Now, as you can see, we're able to change this value, but it doesn't really do an awful lot yet, as you can tell. Oop, this isn't supposed to be S, it's supposed to be A. So now we can change this value, but now we need to actually work with this value. So we're going to want to go and grab an if. Let's grab a conditional less than. We're going to want to say less than negative 0.5. So we're going to say if speed X is less than negative 0.5, we're going to make another block like we did for the other one and call it walk. This time with 2 inputs. Direction and speed. So we're going to want to simply say point in direction, and change X by speed. So it's very simple, but now what we're able to do is call it to say walk if for the left, negative 90, because that's left, speed X, and for the exact opposite, if it's greater than 0.5, we're going to do 90 speed X. So what this does is now we're able to move in directions, and as you can see, this is a deceleration due to this block, so our character will drift for a bit and slow down before he stops. The longer you hold the button, the longer he'll drift. But as you can see, now we have a fully working set of motion. There's a lot of cool ways you can expand this. For example, you could make different stages which have platforms and things like that, because as long as they're the same color, no outline. As long as the platforms are the same color, we're able to climb them and stand on them, because it doesn't really matter what is the color green, it's just everything that we touch has to be the color green. Thanks for watching our tutorial on movement. I hope you can figure out cool ways to use this in your own projects.